10 rules to make money in cryptocurrency. With every investment we make, we either get richer or wiser, but never both. You see, when we're making money, you don't tend to question how you're making the money. However, if your investments aren't working out, you'll likely start to consider why you're losing money. Let's face it, if you're listening into this video, chances are you probably fall into the latter category. You've either been burnt by cryptocurrency in the past, or what you're doing at the moment just simply isn't working out for you. Now, I was once in your position, which is why I've put together 10 rules that have both helped me survive cryptocurrency as well as make money along the way, so make sure you hang around until the end of the video so that you can start making common mistakes in cryptocurrency. Apologies in advance, however, I think it's very important to rip this band-aid off early. Here we go. You are never going to be right 100% of the time when it comes to making trades or investments. It's just the way it goes. It's simply a matter of how much money you make when you're right and how much money you lose when you're wrong. These rules today won't make you right 100% of the time, however, they will help to mitigate any potential losses. So, regardless of whether you're a seasoned crypto trading veteran or a brand new beginner, these rules will be highly relevant for you. Now, the purpose of this video is for education purposes, it is not financial advice. Moving on to rule number 1, a rolling stone gathers no moss. If you would picture a stone, if it's in a stationary position, it has ample opportunity to develop moss. However, if it's in a constant state of motion, it just simply cannot develop any moss. If you would apply these same sorts of principles to finance, if you make an investment and you hold on to it for the long term, not touching it, in the majority of cases, you actually find that you receive a better return on investment compared to making short-term monetary growth by flipping. Moving on to rule number 2, Bitcoin is king. With characteristics such as being the oldest cryptocurrency, as well as currently having the #1 cryptocurrency market capitalization, it doesn't come as a surprise that Bitcoin tends to influence the overall cryptocurrency market. Having an appreciation for this can serve you well in the long term, particularly when you pull the trigger for buying your next cryptocurrency asset. Chances are, if Bitcoin's doing very poorly in terms of pricing action, the asset you're going to buy into will probably perform even worse in the short term. Rule number 3, buy green candles, get wrecked. If you were to picture a coin, say it's gone up 100% overnight. If you buy into it, chances are it'll have a significant retracement in the immediate aftermath. Let's face it, if you buy into a green candle, all you're doing is providing exit liquidity for the people who bought before the pump. So do yourself a favor and don't buy green candles. Moving on to rule number 4, touch some grass every now and again. Now, it's certainly very easy to become emotionally invested in the trades that we make, which is why it's even more important to recognize when to take a step back and to take a break from trading. Moving on to rule number 5, have an entry and exit plan and stick to it. It can be very easy to be both greedy and impatient when it comes to making money. Having a solid entry and exit plan in place and sticking to it can help prevent you being burnt by making bad trading decisions. Moving on to rule number 6, stay away from leverage trading. Unless you've got a crystal ball that can tell you the future, leverage trading is a very easy way of losing all of your money. In fact, in the words of Mark Yasko, leverage trading can never make a bad investment good, however, it can make a good investment bad. Do yourself a favor, do not leverage trade. Moving on to rule number 7, fundamentals are a meme in a bull market. All you have to do is look at the likes of Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, which went absolutely parabolic in the last bull run to get an appreciation of this fact. When it comes to making money, people act like sheep. I think that you're better off making investments in projects that have solid fundamentals that will stand the test of time. However, having an appreciation of this fact can raise the opportunity to make insane money in the future. So, just something to keep in mind. Moving on to rule number 8, put in what you're prepared to lose. Now, this rule is fairly self-explanatory, however, it's probably one of the most important rules. All you have to do is look at the likes of FTX and Luna to get an appreciation that cryptocurrency is very risky. Ultimately, hope for the best, but expect the worst. Sticking to this rule will help you in the long term. The general rule of thumb is, if you were to invest in a project that were to go to zero, you'd be comfortable with walking away without losing a single wink of sleep. Moving on to rule number 9, don't be greedy. Again, a rather self-explanatory rule, however probably one of the most difficult rules to follow. Even I struggle with this rule today. Having an understanding of both the psychology of trading as well as the concept of fair value can keep you in line. In the words of Benjamin Cowan, have a cold shower before making any rash decisions. And finally, moving on to rule number 10, not your keys, not your crypto. This is a rule that I've learnt quite recently and of course comes in light of the recent FTX controversy. Moving forward, exchanges are probably one of the best ways of buying cryptocurrency, however ultimately it is far too risky to keep your assets on the exchanges. You are much better off keeping your assets on your own private wallets, for example via a hardware ledger wallet. Now that brings me to the end of the video, however I hope that you've all learnt something new and that you'll be able to apply these rules in any future trades. If you have your own sets of rules or any extra tips and tricks, I'd greatly appreciate it if you drop it down in the comment section below, as well as any areas of improvement that I can possibly make to future YouTube videos, or any extra topics that you'd like me to cover. As you've probably noticed, this is my very first YouTube video. Well, that's about a wrap for everything. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.